Good evening, Dude Bros.
Evening.
How we doing?
Indeed.
How we doing?
Good.
We out here.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, welcome to another edition of Sports Ball Talks live picks. We like to do the top 25 in college football coming up every week. We've actually got some really good games this week, I think. A lot of, we'll say, telltale games. This is going to be kind of we're going to see where the playoffs are really going this week kind of deal. So, first off, we actually got Friday night, Memphis Tigers at the Rice Owls. Memphis kind of shocked me last week getting USF, man. I really had I picked USF. I thought they were going to pull that out, make a little run, but that didn't happen. So I think I'm going to have to start out in favor of these Tigers. I think they're going to cover and just beat the snot out of Rice and keep on doing what they're doing. What do you think, dude?
Well, last week the Tigers were one of my upset picks that actually helped me to have a perfect 12-game parlay. Not that I'm bragging or anything, but I think they handily defeat the what's the line? 2 touchdowns right now for them?
Yeah, we got a 13.5 Memphis favoritism on this one with an over-under of 50.5.
They're covering that.
Yeah,
easily.
I think so too.
I think they would. Rice, I mean, traditionally they're not a good football program. This year they're having some extra issues on top of that. That's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah. How about you, Rista?
I'm with you, fellas. Yeah, I like Memphis here, and I like them to cover as well. They do make me a little bit nervous with that loss to UAB, but I think they're going to win this game.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet. We'll roll right into Saturday. This is one of dude's hopes, wishes, maybes, can be's. We got Penn State going to Ohio State. The line is not kind to Penn State on this one. We got 20.5 favoritism to the Mr. Buckeyes. Over-under is a little low. That got me kind of weirded out, so I don't know. I don't really like any of it, but if I was a betting man, I'd have to say Ohio State's going to cover. We're going to go over, and this is going to be just another tragedy of Penn State. How about you, Rista?
Yeah, I think Ohio State wins this game pretty easily. I don't know why, but I don't like them to cover that high of a spread. I think they can beat them by 2 touchdowns. Their defense, Ohio State's defense is great here. It's just, I don't know. I don't know why I think they won't cover that 20-point spread there.
I think if it were possible for both teams to lose, that would be what I would be really hoping for. On this one, I guess I'll just have to put all of my wishes in the bucket of Penn State pulling it out. Unfortunately, I do not think Penn State covers the upset on this and keeps Ohio State from continuing on. I think Ohio State takes it. I don't know if they're going to cover that. I would not put money on it. I also wouldn't touch the over-under. I think it probably is going over if I had to put money on it, but all the way, this is a game I'm going to step away from and just hope somehow the universe makes them both lose.
Sounds like a forget game, huh? Right on. Yeah, I don't want to talk about them anymore either. Let's go into a team I'm really excited about. Vandy going to Texas. And boy, this is going to be a fun one. I'm not real sure of the status on Mr. Arch right now. I know he got banged up leaving the last game. Maybe he'll be there. Maybe he won't. I'm sure he'll play. It's a pretty big one. Why don't you start out on this one, dude?
Well, I have the Vanderbilt Commodores covering an upset on this.
Yep.
I know that it is going to be at Texas. That is honestly where the big question comes into play for me that might have any doubt on Vanderbilt not taking this one easily. I think Diego, he's got his legs under him. He's continuing on. He's got good momentum. Theo's banging his mom right now, so he's got that going for him, a little celebrity stuff going on. Check out our short if you haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it just dropped, yeah.
And, that being said, over-under's 44.5 points. I think this one's going over. I think this is going to be a fun one to watch.
Risa?
I like Vanderbilt in this game as well. They're the better team. I mean, that's just – I don't know how many times I can say that against the Texas team, but they are the better team here. They've been through a slew of tough games already, so they should be plenty battle-tested. Yeah. And I think you can take the wind out of Texas's crowd if you get a lead here. I think we'll
Early
also, but yeah, early on, this is the key there. So I like Vandy.
Yeah, I'm with both you guys, man. I think Vandy is going to be the upset. I think they're going to cover that 1.5 point in the upset, and I'm absolutely thinking this is going to be one of those over games. And to your point, I think if they score quick and come out there and just start banging around, it could get out of hand really quick. I think this is the final nail in the coffin for Texas this season. It's time for them to, heal up the old arch and start thinking about next year and maybe a good bowl game this year. But yeah, I like Diego. He's good, and this is one of my betting games. I'm taking that upset. I'm taking all the money. I'm putting it all in. I'm all in on Vandy and Diego. So that's where I'm at on it.
I'm with it.
We're on. Another weird one. I hate to call two upsets back to back, but I'm going to call two upsets back to back here, and it's just because I've seen SMU playing in conference, and it's kind of a different team. They got a lot more spunk about them. That quarterback's pretty feisty. I like him. And I would just love another opportunity to dump on Carson Beck. That'd be awesome. So
I understand.
The over-under is a little weird. I'm not real sure about that. If this turns into a shootout, this is easily an over game. This is also one of my I'm not going to bet games. I'm going to kind of forget as far as all of it. But like I said, if this gets out of hand early and the defenses don't show up, this could be a very high scoring game. But I'm taking SMU.
Rista, I think you have some thoughts on SMU.
I like Miami to win this game and to cover and for this to go over. I think the only way that this can go sideways, maybe not, but I think Carson Beck throws a bunch of picks, then they're in trouble. But I like them to win this game.
Okay. I think I really would like to see SMU pull this crazy upset Brian's predicting. Unfortunately, I don't know. I will go as far as to say that I do not think Miami is going to beat SMU by 10.5 points. Now, I don't know if SMU is going to pull the full upset on there, but I definitely think they're going to keep them from getting that line. So I would not be betting on Miami taking this. I would be betting against them. And I probably would stick to that bet. It's not a forget game. I think that's a solid.
Right on. I'll be on my little island on this one. That's fine. I'm just hoping for that last opportunity to say, look at Sid the Sloth. He got another one. But anyway, moving into West Virginia Mountaineers. They're at Houston. And I was the only one that picked Houston last week to win. I was real proud of that. I'm still probably a little too emotionally invested in that team. They've got obviously a big story with the coach and all that. I've mentioned that a couple times. If you want to, please look into it. That's that's what a real warrior looks like. That's what real heart and will looks like. And I won't drop any names, but look into it. It's pretty cool. I've got Houston winning this game. I got them covering, and I'm not going to fool with the over/under because West Virginia's been a little weird this year. They've showed up a couple times, so I don't want to go as far as to say that Houston's back, baby. But I think they definitely win. What do you think, Priesta?
I like Houston to win the game. I do not like them to cover.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with both of those.
Okay. Well, here we come up with the Cardinals. What a weird team this year. They certainly have gotten some juice the past couple weeks, I was happy to see them beat Miami. That did my heart real good. But I think this is an easy bet. This is one of those bet games for me. If you're putting in some money or whatever, I will definitely take Louisville. I think they cover, and I do think we're going over. I think they're going to get prepped for next week, and we'll see what's going on.
I think Louisville covers this one here too. We'll say this is interesting. They're a ranked 16 team, and you can get tickets for $8 to that game right now.
Yeah.
So it's one of them things. Virginia Tech's clearly not eager to fill the seats.
No, they might be anticipating a butt whooping. That might be reflecting that ticket price.
I think that's very indicative, and that kind of is also showing you there's probably not going to be as much of the 12th man, home field advantage, whatever juju word you want to say to that going on there.
Yeah, agree.
I also like Louisville, and I also like them to cover in this. I don't think Virginia Tech's very good, and I think Louisville is a good team. So, as easy as that.
Yeah, I think that's easy picks. Yep. Right into it. The Hoosiers. I love these Hoosiers this year. I'm so happy everything going on with those guys. Cincinnati is getting some big old money. That team is playing like just straight up grown men. Uh, I just the Turpins though. It's a weird year for them. Even Coach Saban had some Turpin love. First couple 5-6 weeks that he was behind that team. He likes what they're doing. Um, this is that weird one where I don't like the spread. I don't know if maybe they don't try as hard or they think they're going to roll over Maryland or whatever, but I don't think they cover. I think they do win, but I'm not messing with the over under either. What are you thinking, Rista?
I like Indiana here, and I do like them to cover.
Okay.
I think they have good focus on all their games, and I don't really see them slipping up until later in this year when they start playing the tougher competition. So I have faith in them to do what they got to do here.
Okay.
I think Indiana actually covers. I think they throw 3 TDs on there and maybe even more. Paint it up.
I mean, you've got a Heisman in your quarterback there, I think, or at least a potential Heisman. So
the whole team's
Very
solid.
good.
Indiana,
yeah,
I think.
they really are.
I think at this point should probably be ranked as the number 1 team in the nation, but I understand that Ohio State's got like a 50% buff due to legacy and money. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
yeah, I dig it. Like I said, maybe I'm just being reserved. I don't want them to fumble. I want them to win. But this next one is just in the swamp, and it to play in the swamp is hard. I don't care how crappy of a year they're having. This is Georgia. This is a big rivalry. This is one of those old ones,
Used to be called a cocktail party.
Georgia wins. I think Georgia wins. I think Georgia covers. I think it's maybe a 10-point victory. Unless Gunnar Stockton takes one of that, the real leap forward I've been looking for. He showed real good stuff every week. He's still got that little bit of hesitation, just a little bit, that one wrong mistake in the wrong time, the wrong drive kind of stuff. And if he cleans all that stuff up, this can be a big game for him. But I don't like the over under. I'm calling this game under. I do not see a lot of points coming out of this just because you got Kirby Smart's defense, and it's just Florida's not going to score that many, but I don't think Georgia's going to score that many either. So I think this is a low scoring game. Georgia wins by 10 and skates by, well, not skates by, but skirts by Florida. I think this game is going to be one of those interesting ones where there's maybe a thought, oh, here's Florida going to ruin Georgia's season, but I don't know. What are your thoughts, Rista?
So with this game in particular, I like all the things you just said about the line. I like Georgia to win. I like them to cover, but I like the under here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of feeling like this is going to be like the Georgia-Kentucky game was. Starts off a little slow, and then Georgia pulls away. For some reason, I also get the vibe with Georgia this year, just watching them play. Like, they're not going to put up a ton of points until you put up a ton of points on them that forces them into overdrive. That's just – and I know that sucks for a Georgia fan. I get it. But it's just how they operate. You put their backs up against the wall, and then they start to amp it up there. Or at least it has been that way this year, it seems.
Yeah, there's a few teams, I will say, that put forth that effort where it seems like they will only match the competition or match and then exceed a little bit, but they won't come out the gate like that until they're forced to. And then obviously you see that a lot in individual sports too, more with like runners. You'll see a sprinter who might have this record and this record and this record, and then when he gets put against lower tier people, suddenly his time drops by a full 2 seconds or something.
Right.
It's because he's not having that extra edge to push him. I think Georgia comes and takes this handedly. I am not so confident that I would call it under. I would step away from betting on the over-under, but I think Georgia can cover a 7.5 point.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement there. Well, I think that'll be one of the fun ones to watch this weekend for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Can I ask a quick question about this game? Who is the interim for Florida right now? Who's coaching for them? Who's coaching for them right now? Was it their offensive coordinator? Did he get the?
No, I was thinking that they were looking at the. I want to cheat and look up. I will cheat and look it up because I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I couldn't remember who they announced.
We're just live. It's all good.
My bad.
Well, I know for a fact that
Yeah,
they
it's the
pulled up on
OC
Ole
O'Hara.
Miss. Yeah, they tried to jump the whole bank vault on his foot, but man, that's getting into we'll talk about that on Saturday.
I was more curious because I was looking at Spurrier's kid, Steve Spurrier Jr., because there had initially been some talks about him possibly moving in there. So I wanted to make sure that he hadn't actually got the nod at the end of the day. But
Yeah. I hate talking about Notre Dame this year. I just hate it. I almost want to skip them, but they're ranked and we got to call the game. So I'll call the game. I think Notre Dame wins. They don't cover. I'm not sure about the over-under. I'm not going to bet on it.
I mean, the line's 28.5 points.
That's a lot.
I hope they don't cover, but they very well could cover. This has been probably one of the worst Boston College teams I've seen in 30 years. So I think I'm not churching the Fighting Irish up at all, but I think this might be one of those very large lines that you can feel pretty confident in betting upon.
Ooh.
I like Notre Dame to win this game, of course. With the line being that big, though, I always hate to jump and take those spreads like that. But then again, I remember what they did to Arkansas, and I think Arkansas is a better team than Boston College is. So I could see it happening, but I wouldn't bet money on it, I don't think, just because it's so big.
Well, I don't know, man. Those tickets are still $160. Maybe somebody thinks there's supposed to be a game. I don't know. I just we'll see.
The price on those have actually gone down a bit.
Uh-oh.
I was looking and checking to make sure that I wasn't about to talk out of my booty, because I was going to remark how surprised I was at the low ticket prices across the board this week, with the only game right now that has a ticket price over $150 being something we're about to talk about here in a little bit, the Oklahoma-Tennessee game. Everything else is under $150, and there are quite a few $10, $9, $8. It's economy what?
Been trending that way this year as we do these live pick shows. It seems like we because I obviously pull my info a day ahead of time or try to, and it seems even if the next day they've already dropped a bit. So it's just that's interesting. Oh. Well, let's keep them moving here. Texas Tech Red Raiders. What a team. I'm not real sure what to say about them, man. They have showed flashes where it's like this is a possible natty run team, and then you see them make just the dumbest mistakes, man. They shoot themselves in the foot. I'm hesitant to bet on anything involved with them right now. I'm hoping they got their stuff together and can be a real competitor in the playoffs. I do have them winning. I have them covering that 7.5-point line against the Kansas State Wildcats. The over is a little wonky. If they come out and do what they're supposed to, this is absolutely going to be an over game. But I don't know about the betting part of it. So I'll take the win and I'll take the cover. I'm not going to mess with the over-under.
Yeah, I think Texas Tech's got this game in the bag. I've acknowledged the inconsistencies they have, and I think that the program itself is still getting a feel for, we'll say, the new era of football, the new program that they're in. And because you got to think Texas Tech has kind of risen up into a new category that they're not so familiar with being into. And I think that's all it is. It's a little bit of growing pains accompanied with a whole scheme change with NIL and all that.
Right.
But I think you ain't got nothing to worry about here. They cover that one easily, and I think they will continue marching on this year. I do not see this being the game that throws them off.
Agree.
I like Texas Tech to win and cover. And I'm kind of with y'all about the inconsistency of them here, is why I would hesitate on the over-under. I think they can hit the over here, but just because of that, I wouldn't bet on that. But I do like them to cover this game, and I think they'll win this game pretty easily.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty well agreed. The next one's wonky for me. The numbers just don't make sense. You got ranked 15 Virginia Cavaliers going to Cal. I get they're going to California. I get this off their time zone. I get the time is kind of going to be weird for them, but the line's 3.5 Virginia. Virginia's been playing pretty good football. And the over-under is 54.5. So it's just I'm not real sure what to think about this game. I'm not betting on anything. This is one of my forget it as far as money's concerned because the stuff just don't make sense. So I do think Virginia wins. If I had to bet, I'm saying they're going to cover, but I'm not fooling with that over and under at all.
I'm with that. I think. I mean, we saw their equipment manager get out there, lay some good tackles on the field. Maybe there's something to that. They're worried about this or that. I don't think Virginia is that solid of a program. I think they're a bit overrated for where they're being put right now.
Okay.
And if you look at the competition that they've had and then how they've managed to perform in those games, I almost want to say that there's a California Golden Bears upset, and I think I'm going to call it. I think.
Oh, wow. You're standing on it, huh?
Yeah. We're there.
Okay.
Now, over-under, I'm not touching. I'm not going to go near that one, but I think the Golden Bears absolutely have the potential to pull this upset.
I like Virginia to win the game, and of course cover just because the spread the way it is. I think y'all have a point here, though. This whole traveling across the country and the time zone change and all that, I think really messed with some of these teams.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how they do it, to be honest with you. Either way, like Stanford going all the way to across and people going to Stanford and all that, it's crazy to me that we're doing this with the ACC, to be honest. So, yeah, I think it does definitely take a toll even on some of these better teams.
Yep.
Yeah,
okay.
For sure.
Right on. Well, I think me and you were talking about this one, dude, a couple days ago, just because of this is that weird stuff, man. Carolina had a real opportunity to knock Bama off, and I hate to say that last week, but they absolutely did. They were out physicaling Alabama for almost the entire game.
They chose not to make some tackles.
Well, we're not going to talk about that because we're not going to talk about that. That's for Saturday's show, okay? But but my big question is, which South Carolina team is going to show up? Is it going to be the South Carolina team that's demoralized because they just couldn't get quite past Bama? They had all their fans ready to storm the field. Everybody was up there ready to go. And then here comes a missed tackle, and here comes a touchdown, and here comes the end of that. I don't know. I think if they do show up and play like they played Bama, I think Ole Miss has got their hands full. And this is going to be one of those ones that maybe they were looking past because they just got beat up and could be, but might be. I don't know. I'm not betting on any of it. I'm taking Ole Miss to win the game. That spread's a little wonky, but if the beat up South Carolina team shows up, I think that spread is covered easily, and I think it goes over in a hurry. So I'll stand on that cover, and I'll stand on Ole Miss. I'm not going to take the over and under just because I don't know which defense is going to show up. So that's what I got on it. What about you, Rista?
I like Ole Miss to win the game. I don't like them to cover, and I like the over here. I don't know about Ole Miss's defense. It kind of seems shaky to me in some of these games, and their offense just has to, pull them through. I know it kind of showed up a little bit in the Oklahoma game, but they still put, 20 points on them, I think. South Carolina's got the talent, man. Their quarterback's great. It's just the rest of the team around him's got to do more. If I'm just being honest, it's just the way it is. I mean, and they had opportunities in the Alabama game too. I don't know. I just don't like them to pull the upset here. But I still think they're a good team, even though they're not ranked.
Right on.
I'm pretty much in agreement with you on that. I think they will cover that, and I think it might be going over too.
Right on. Next game, Purdue, Michigan. I Big Ten stuff. It's on the Big Ten Network. I definitely want to be able to watch it just because I'm not up there. I am down here, but the line is 20.5 points against Purdue, and Purdue's had some good games this year, made some tight games. They've also had some complete duds where they got drugged. Michigan's playing pretty decent football. I will take Michigan as the win here. I'm not fooling with that with the spread at all. Just I don't like it. That's too much for a Michigan team, in my opinion. I'm willing to take that over and under. I think it will be an over game just because there's probably going to be some points scored here. But that's about all I got to say about it. I don't have the warm and fuzzies about it. I think it's going to be one of those weird games. And what do you guys think? Either one of you have that feeling?
I'm gonna forget it on this one. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
touch it. Not touching the
absolutely.
over. Not touching the line. Not touching anything.
It's funny to me that both of y'all are like this because I was just sitting here thinking this is the game I wouldn't want to bet on at all. Just dude, I don't know what Michigan is sometimes, man. Some games they look okay in, and then some games they just look like crap. I think they'll win the game here, but I that spread's a little bit too high for me as well. I wouldn't go near that.
Yeah. I'm not fooling with none of it. Let's forget it and move on to the next one. I think this is one of your bet games coming up here. Yellow Jackets going to the Wolf Packs. They got a high over and under here. It's 57.5 points. They got Georgia Tech as a 6.5 point favorite, which I think is kind of disrespectful. I think that spread should be more. I think they easily cover that. I think we're probably going to go over because I don't think the Wolfpack has got the right jujus to bring down them Yellow Jackets. I really love their quarterback. They have got a hell of a coach that is being headhunted vigorously right now by several organizations.
50 million open positions.
Yeah, for real.
And that's sad to look at all of the high name, big name profile
Right.
programs that are missing head coaches right now. You know, programs that have won national championships that have historically been very good. These guys are looking for an answer because what's going on? How many openings are right now? 12, 15 across D1 football? It's insane. And I think there's probably going to be another one at the end of this year, especially if Georgia Tech makes any kind of real run in the playoffs. I don't know if their pockets are deep enough than some of these bigger programs to keep their coach. He is, Key has got the key right now. So we'll see what happens. But I definitely think the Yellow Jackets win. I think we're covered easily, and I think we're going over.
Okay. But you, Rista?
I like Georgia Tech here. I like them to cover. I think I like the under in this. I agree with what Ryan's saying here. I think Georgia Tech's probably not going to keep their coach. I hate that for them, but I think some of these bigger schools, like you said, have gotten contracts that they can throw at you that would tempt anybody. I mean, let's just be real, and you'll get more resources at some of those other places. So, yeah.
No.
Yeah. I think NC State does have some potential to possibly be a little bit of a booger right now. And if not pull the upset and maybe at least cut down the line where they're not covering that line. The over-under is pretty high. I do think this is kind of a back-and-forth high-scoring game. So I'm confident in that over-under, but I think it might be over. Just like I'm not very confident that NC State will hold them to that, but mildly. I would not put money on either of those things. I'm still going to step away from it, but that's just my takes on as it were.
Right on. Well, Tennessee, they've got a hell of a quarterback. I like him. I don't like a whole lot about the Sooners at all this year. I just constant disappointment when they have been built up to be. Now, I'm not taking away their defense. Their defense is phenomenal. It's got some cracks in it, which is obviously, lost them some games, but their quarterback lost them those games to start with, and they just couldn't keep them. It's just not fair to put all that on a defense, especially when your offense is struggling so bad. I think Tennessee absolutely wins this game. I think they absolutely cover. The over and under is full with me. It's just weird because if Oklahoma's defense does show up, this is going to be a low scoring game. This will be one of those 21-14s or 24-10, one of those weird ones. So I think we're definitely under. I think Tennessee wins, and I think they cover. Where's your head at on it, dude?
I want to say it's a forget it game for me.
Okay.
As much as I have feelings one way or another on this, there are too many variables for it. I'm really leaning towards Tennessee actually covering that and being the victor in this. And Admittedly, that could be some bias from comments that Lane Kiffin had in regards to a certain coach of the Sooners talking about how, well, he said he had the better team here, we beat him here. Said he had a better team here, beat him here, and he was going through everything. I don't know. I think the Vols pull it out. I would not be unhappy if they did not, though. I really don't have skin in the game either way on this. SEC
Right.
all the way. We're good with that. I'm not going to put money on it. Absolutely, absolutely forget a game.
Yeah, I like Tennessee to win this game and to cover, but I like the under here. I think Oklahoma's got a for real good defense, and I think they'll limit Tennessee to so many points, but they're not going to score with Tennessee. So
Yeah, I agree. I do agree. I think this next one's a trap game. I think it has a potential to be a trap game. I'll say that. You got the Trojans going to the Cornhuskers. I've got the Trojans winning. The spread's 6.5 points. And the over-under is 59.5. So they're expecting some stuff to happen in this one, we'll say. I mean, their ticket prices are, I think they were $67 or $70 when we looked. I don't know if they've gone up or down. If they've gone up, expect lots of touchdown.
No,
If it go
the last time I
down,
checked, it was 71. So they went
okay,
up, but
okay.
not like anything drastic.
Well, I like the Trojans. They've done pretty well considering that they got a coach that's trying real hard to prove I'm a good coach. I promise. I have Heisman quarterbacks every other year and I can't win a national championship, but I promise I'm a good coach. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. What do you think, Rista?
I like USC to cover this. I also think this is going to be under because I
Yeah.
think that you're kind of right. I think this might be a lot closer than what some people would expect. And this might be a hot take, too. I don't know if Lincoln Riley will get fired, but what if he takes a job in the NFL and that's another spot that comes up?
That's good stuff to consider there. I like it. I think Nebraska could absolutely keep them from covering that line. Could even possibly pull off an upset. I mean, USC is not as good as well, I really haven't heard anybody say they're good, actually. So yeah, they're not good.
All right. I'm with it. To close out the picks, last ranked game on the ticket, it's 9:15. So that is absolutely going to be your latest game as far as ranked people are concerned. The Bearcats going to Utah. This is going to be a good game. I think this is going to be a very good game. I think these teams are very close as far as the talent on each side. I think the coaching's right there along the same pattern. They both had a little controversy this year, a little bumps in the road, but this is going to be where the rubber really meets the road for both these teams. I said it in the beginning that there was going to be a lot of games, playoff potential, all that stuff. This is absolutely that. Whichever team does not win this game will not be in the playoffs, and that's just that.
Yeah.
I've got the Bearcats taking it. I've got it as an over game. I'm not touching the spread. This could be a 1-point game at the end.
Well, hold on. If you got the Bearcats taking it, you are touching the spread.
I'm just saying that they win. I'm just saying that they win. I'm not touching.
The line's in favor of Utah right now. So if the Bearcats win, the line doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I get what you're saying, but I still don't like that 7-point gap, or however you want to talk about it. I think this is going to be a very close game. I feel like it could come down to there was a safety in the beginning or there's a late field goal. I see it being one of those kind of shootouts, man. I really do. I think they're very evenly matched, and they both like to score points. They've got a lot of speed on both sides of the ball. So I'm taking the Bearcats in the upset, and I think it's absolutely over game. What do you think, Rista?
I am also taking Cincinnati here for the upset. I don't know so much about the over and under for this. Yeah, I think this could be a close game too. Both of these teams have done some good things this year. Utah has, I don't know, I thought they would be a little bit better by this point, but yeah, I like Cincinnati to win this game.
Yeah. I have Cincinnati winning this one. and I think they are the better team. I know it's going to be at Utah. I think that's not going to be as big of a factor. Yeah, that can be a pretty loud stadium. I think the Bearcats are going to be happy to get a little bit warmer weather, so they'll have that refreshment going in there. And I'm just not a fan of any team that Dave Portnoy is getting behind, and said he likes the Utes, so they must fail.
Hey man, I can get behind that. I'm good with that. That's pretty solid, man. I feel like we were in line on a lot of stuff. There's a couple islands I was standing on, but that's okay.
Yeah. We'll see how it shakes out.
Do you guys got anything you want to add about what's coming up in the week?
No. I would say subscribe to us. Check out our shorts that we put out. We got some good memes going. Have our live streams that we do Saturdays before everything kicks off. We try to get our heads right and get yours in a good game set, good mindset.
Well, I very much appreciate you guys joining us. Absolutely join us for the morning show. We like to get in before game day, a little pre-time. So come see us. We'll talk a little more in depth on the big games, and I hope to see you there.
See you, everybody.